Konnichiwa, I'm Paqupel, your guide to Japanese flavors. Today we're recreating 7-Eleven's Mushipan, a Japanese steamed egg cake at home. After a lot of testing, this is the closest we got. Mushipan itself is a common sight in Japan sold on the bread shelf. The name means steamed bread, but the texture is closer to a light sponge cake, lightly sweet and steamed rather than baked. The egg Mushipan sold at 7-Eleven is quite different from an ordinary Mushipan, and that's exactly why it has such a following. It's been a favorite in Japan for years, and some visitors from abroad even make a point of picking one up while they're here. There are two things that mainly set it apart from an ordinary Mushipan. The first is that it's moist and yet light enough to melt in your mouth. Normally, the more fat you add to a batter, the heavier it eats. But 7-Eleven's steamed egg cake holds both at once, a juicy moistness and a light texture at a level that's hard to achieve. The second is a distinctive richness and aroma. Beyond the usual milkiness, 7-Eleven's Mushipan has a deeper flavor underneath. There's no way for us to know the actual ingredients or process, so for this recipe we tested it again and again, aiming to get as close as we could. For the moist yet light texture, we got there by layering small adjustments across both the ingredients and the method. The key ingredients are a vegetable oil, heavy cream, yogurt, and cornstarch. For the method, careful mixing and temperature control matter, and finishing with a syrup brush at the end. As for the richness and aroma, the ingredient list on the package gave us a clue. There was a fermented seasoning in it. We can't know exactly what it is, but adding a few drops of soy sauce brought it noticeably closer. You can only buy this remarkable steamed egg cake in Japan, but with this recipe, you can make it wherever you are. Alright, let's start cooking. We'll start with the liquids. Add the vegetable oil, heavy cream, yogurt, and the soy sauce to a bowl set over a water bath at around 95 to 105 Fahrenheit and stir them together. Stirring them over the warm water helps everything blend evenly. Vegetable oil gives you a moist crumb with a fine, even texture. The heavy cream brings moisture and richness, and a small amount of yogurt keeps it from feeling heavy. The soy sauce brings out the sweetness and adds richness and umami while softening the eggy smell. We tried the cream as water and as milk too. With water, it did come out lighter, but it lost the richness and the moisture, and it didn't rise enough. With milk, the crumb tightened up and ate heavy. Using the same water bath, still at around 95 to 105 Fahrenheit, whip the eggs with a hand mixer for a few seconds. Then add the sugar. Start whipping on high for 4 to 6 minutes until the batter turns pale and grows in volume. Whipping over the warm water gets the foam going faster and the sugar dissolves more easily. Then switch to low for 1 to 2 minutes to settle the foam. Finishing slowly on low is what evens out the bubbles, and that's what gives you the light melting texture. Lift the beater, and when the batter falls in ribbons that hold their shape for a few seconds, it's ready. Sift in the cake flour, cornstarch, skim milk powder, and baking powder. Sifting isn't only about breaking up lumps. Loose flour folds in faster, and the less you mix, the more air you keep. The baking powder spreads evenly too, so the cake rises without patches. Fold it in with a spatula. Don't stir in circles, scoop from the bottom and fold it over, rotating the bowl a little each time. The balance between the cake flour and the cornstarch is what makes this batter light. Cornstarch holds back gluten, so the crumb stays light and melts more easily. The skim milk powder with the cream and yogurt keeps the texture light while giving it a fuller flavor. Once there's no dry flour left, that's enough. Overmixing breaks the bubbles and the texture turns heavy. We tried adding more cornstarch. It got even closer to that convenience store lightness, but the batter lost its structure and it sank after steaming. Add a small amount of the batter to the warmed liquids and whisk them together thoroughly. Once it's smooth, return it to the rest of the batter and fold 10 to 15 times. Blending a little batter in first keeps the fat from separating and protects the air bubbles. This is also why the liquids were warmed. Cold liquid would destabilize the bubbles. This step is what gives you that moist yet light texture. Now pour the batter into a mold. Push a skewer down to the bottom and draw a few circles to release the larger air pockets. Then drop the mold gently on the counter to settle the batter into the corners. Once the batter's mixed, get it into a hot steamer as soon as you can. Steam for 13 to 15 minutes over low or medium-low heat. If you don't have a steamer, a deep pan or pot works. Details are in the description. When a skewer comes out clean, it's done. Now for the syrup. This is what gives the cake its juicy, moist finish. Combine sugar and water and stir until it dissolves. Do this while the cake is steaming, so it's ready when you need it. Turn the cake out of the mold and brush the syrup all over it while it's still hot. The syrup also slows the starch from firming up, so the cake stays soft even after it sits. As soon as it's brushed, wrap it tightly in plastic wrap and let it cool, then rest it in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours. This is our recreation of 7-Eleven steamed egg cake. It's a taste you can only find in Japan, so we hope you'll enjoy it at home. If you're ever in Japan, do try the original and see how close you got. Is there a Japanese product or dish you'd like us to recreate? Let us know in the comments. See you again in our next video, and don't forget to subscribe for more Japanese recipes.